Hi there, I just wanted to do a breakdown of the recommended reading order of the Creature series. So, this is if you want to, dive into a new series, if you just want to check out the standalones, dip your toes in, maybe see if you like my writing style and what the books are about. This is a great way to get an idea of where to start. So, the very first book I'd like to recommend through the series is Darkness and the Maiden. Now, this is a standalone, so you can read this without any prior context for the other books. And if you don't like it, you don't have to read anything else. But hopefully you'll like it. I would love to, have more people read this, because I think this is a really fun tale, especially with Halloween coming up and spooky season. I think this is going to be a really great one for people to jump in with, especially if you're new to horror romance, or if you really like horror romance. This is a really good horror romance. And it is spicy for those of you that like to have, a little spice in your romance. Not to describe this, I would like to just read the little excerpt from the description, because I think it'll give a good idea. So, Lord Belrose is only seen at night. Lord Belrose is reportedly handsome, though seen only in the light of the moon or withering candlelight, it could be disputed. Lord Belrose is said to be peculiar about leaving his castle, choosing only to do so without any servants at his side, opposite most lords and barons. Lord Belrose currently exports wine, even supplying wine to the papacy in Rome, a favorite of the Pope himself. And Lord Belrose is a widower. Now, these are notes that are given to the main female character, Viviana Mercier, by her servants, when she inquires for them to find out more about the man she's been betrothed to. Now, Viviana is in her late 20s. She has escaped marriage just recently by her engaged, who she didn't want to be engaged to. She's not really someone who's generally vying for that kind of life. She's a very independent woman for this time frame. He died of the plague. She escaped it. She was so glad to be at the age where, they weren't going to try and wed her off anymore, but they've wed her off now to this man, and she's just trying to find out more about him. She has no clue. She's being sent on this carriage journey to his estate, and she has no idea what to expect or what's waiting for her. And obviously it all goes terribly awry, considering it's a horror romance. There's vampires, there's all kinds of just insidious, ominous things haunting the overtures of the story as she takes this journey by carriage to Lord Belrose's estate. So that's the first one that I would recommend. Now the second is a standalone as well. This is my newest release called The Hollowing. These stories all do interconnect, but because I wrote these two separate, you can read them all on your own. Or on their own, whatever, with these two. Now, this one, for the description, I really love this design. Immortality always comes at a price. In the shadows he waits, a ritual, a sacrifice. Horror shall consume them, for the spiral comes for us all in the end. Now, this is a horror romance as well. It's also, I do think these fit also as well as gothic romances. They kind of cross between the two with these standalones. This one is kind of similar time frame as Darkness and the Maiden. It's a couple years before. It's at the very start of the witch hunt across Europe. And now this one is about a witch hunt. It centers on the female main character, which let me show you guys the inside because I was really happy how this came out. So this centers on Eveline, and she is in this world where she just doesn't feel like she fits in, she's here living what she can with this coven that she doesn't feel like she fits into, because her and her twin were left abandoned at the door front of this coven, and her brother was accepted. Beau was taken in, and a family wanted him, but no one wanted Eveline, and she's kind of just been adrift in this world without any idea of what she's supposed to do, and feeling like she doesn't belong when this witch hunt kicks off. And, her life and the life of the coven are put in danger. And even though they haven't really always been there for her, she still feels this need to defend them and protect them against this threat. Now, this one is spicy as well, and it is novella length. It's a shorter one, so this is a really good short, spicy read if you want something spooky, spicy, and something that just gets a little into the female rage of it, honestly. Like, Eveline is full of so much rage for all these things that, or she can't stop. These things that just, they get inside of her and they drive her crazy, but she can't stop them because she's just a woman in this world, in this time frame. So this one is also a really good standalone. Now, this is going to be the start of the main series. The main series currently has 3 books, but I am writing more. There are going to be more books to this. Now, this is actually my very first book I put out. This is called The Nature of Creatures. This is the biggest one, honestly. It's in the 300-some page count. Now, this one starts with the tale of Aurelian and Iona. And I kind of set this one up very much almost in a play-like manner. And I mean that like a script writing. So Aurelian and Iona are both being held captive in dungeons, and they are in side-by-side cells all alone in the basement. And it's this parallel between the two of them where they were engaged in the past. Things fell apart. He's a vampire. She is the princess of the elves. There's a couple things I don't want to spoil, so I can't go too far into that, but she doesn't know that he's in the cell beside her. He figures out very early on, so that's not a spoiler to say. But it's this very kind of haunting narrative between the two of even your worst enemy can become your friend when you're stuck between these people that are holding you both captive. And there's a level of love still between them after all these years apart and after everything that's happened that's turned them against each other. But this kind of goes into their tale, and this is the start of their tale. Let me show you guys the inside, because I really like how this one came out. Now, mind you, none of this is AI. I create these through stock images that I work around, put together, all that kind of stuff. This will go into the second book. Now, I did write this one as one where you can read this before the first book. You don't have to, but if it's a little bit lighter, so if you want to kind of get an idea for the main series without reading the first book, which is bigger, you can go ahead and read The Origins of Sin. Now, this is going to start the tale of Renaud de Rassier, and it also brings in Cyril Lehono and his maker Gaius, who are really important to this whole overarching tale. This is the inside of the Origins print cover. No, it's their chapter start design, so just something pretty for when you start a chapter. Honestly, I can just read this to give you guys a really good idea. So, Renaud de Rassier stands at the crux of a family built upon evil, the sins of the father bathed upon his family, and outpourings of the blood of the innocent. Where his father and brother succumb to the temptation of vampiric power, he alone must find his way to survive his father's rise to power beyond the world of men. Faced with an unending path of blood and bodies in his father's wake, can he stop his own kin from destroying the world and the people he loves? And Cyril Lehono is a fool for love, tethered to a man who cannot love him back. A bystander to the rising threat of Renaud's father, Lord de Rassier, he finds himself drawn into the web being woven by his own maker and the Lord de Rassier. Desperate for something more than the loneliness of being abandoned by his maker, he finds himself closer than he ever anticipated with Renaud. Now, Renaud is my favorite character, honestly, across the series, and he's really important, and I don't know, I think other people might enjoy Renaud too, so fingers crossed. Now, this brings me to the third current book in the main series, and this is the newest release. I just put this out a couple months ago. This is The Hearts of Monsters. Now, this picks back up after book 1 and where book 1 lets off. This goes right back into Aurelian and Iona. And Renaud also comes into play in this, and if you read book 1 and you like it, Alistair is in this as well. I know a couple people really like Alistair, and I do plan more for him in the future. He's a really fun character too. Let me show you guys the design on the inside for this one. This one I can't go too much into this without spoilers, because like book 1 ends on a very specific cliffhanger that this picks up on, and it's something so important to the breakdown of everything between Aurelian and Iona and how the path is going to go past this. So just to do a little arching overview. Sorry, I'm like losing my voice. I've been sick for a while this past month or so. We have 5 books in the series so far. Now 3 in the main, Nature of Creatures, The Origins of Sin, and The Hearts of Monsters. And then 2 standalones, The Hollowing and Darkness and the Maiden. So all of these books are available on Kindle Unlimited. You can find them all there. They're available on Kindle, and I'm waiting for these 3 main to pop up on Books A Million. The Hollowing, Darkness and the Maiden are on Books A Million. So are my 2 side books. which, oh gosh, I don't have it right next to me, but I do have a book called Blood Offerings and a book called Of Paladins and Mages. Those are both on Books A Million currently as well. Hopefully these will be on Books A Million online soon too. I'm just kind of waiting for them to pop through. But thank you so much for watching this if you have. I apologize, it's really long. This is my first video on YouTube. I'm so not good at it. I'm just kind of figuring out marketing, if you can't tell. I'm just happy to share these books. This has been such a wonderful tale for me to write, and I'm excited to make more. And I share the same username on here as I do on all my other socials, so you can find me under Louisa's Creatures. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Threads, I'm on TikTok. I do have a Facebook page. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at keeping up with it, because I'm just not very good with Facebook. It feels like such a menace to deal with, so... but thank you for watching this, and I'll try to post more in the future as I write these. I share shorts and reels on here that I do on my other socials, so thank you so much, guys. Bye!